My face is getting swallowed up by the sun here.
Got blinds over there?
Hello out there. We're on the air. Welcome to another episode. This is episode 175. Can you believe we've done 175 of these things?
Crazy.
I got spices stuck in my throat. Hopefully you can get through this. We would like to welcome everybody across this beautiful country of ours for the Payne Stewart edition of the Kngdom Golf Show. Lots to talk about tonight. This show is sponsored by Minnedosa Golf and Country Club. We're going to be talking about a few big events they got coming up in June. But for now, let's get to the 30-second countdown drummy. Get your voice ready. Reggie, get your beers ready. We'll see you in 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kngdom. As usual, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind King Golf, Regan and Jordan Headley. As we always do, this time in the evening, we send it up north, see how things are going with our boy Reg. Reg, how's it going? You got trees all over the place, or what's happening up there?
Hey, fellas. Yeah, it's pretty crazy winds. I think it said, I checked my weather channel, it said gusting up to 87 kilometers an hour, so things are buzzing around in Dauphin right now. I was looking on Dauphin Talk, and it seems like there's trees down all over the city. I didn't leave the house today. East went up down. She said she mirrored what I said. There's trees everywhere. The main street was shut down because the roof was blowing off the post office, and yeah, it's a shit show. Yeah, I think so.
Good times.
Yeah, it's wild. Other than that, believe it or not, you guys probably won't believe it, but I actually spent the entire weekend in Dauphin this past weekend.
Whoa!
Didn't do anything. Had a couple of things planned. We were going to go to Rossman. We were going to go to Childs, but in the end, we decided we'd finish the fence up and get some other stuff done around the yard here, and yeah, it paid off. I put in probably like 20 hours of work this weekend, so I'm pretty exhausted. It was a long day in the wind today, so fence is done, landscape around is done, so now it's just clean up the yard and gone for a month soon, so had to get that done before we're leaving.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Joran, what's happening out in Rossman, man?
Hello, folks. Top of the evening to you, ladies and gents. Welcome. Happy Father's Day, everybody. All the dads out there, drummy.
Thank you.
Cheers, early cheers to you guys. We got a special little tribute tonight for the dads, but not much here. We actually just finished supper with mom and dad, and pretty good. Bridge made some pasta. I guess she asked dad what his favorite meal was, and he said pasta. I wouldn't have guessed that myself. I wouldn't have chosen it, but it turned out to be pretty good. So had some pasta. We had some strawberry rhubarb pie and some ice cream. So I'm stuffed.
Perfect.
But we did 9 holes today, believe it or not. It was by far the windiest golf I've had here at Rossman Lake, by far. Not even close. It was like that night in Brandon Drummy, except worse.
Unbelievable.
Like Bridges' ball was blowing off her tee. Windy.
That's nuts.
It was stupid. But I mean, whatever. It's usually not bad on the course. It's pretty sheltered there because it's surrounded by so many trees. But today it was just too much wind. The roof off our patio thing caved in last night, snapped to shit.
Uh-oh.
So it's just I mean, it's been horrible.
Did you guys get hammered by a storm last night?
Yeah. We actually fell asleep on the couch, and the storm woke us up at 3 a.m. And we had to take Arnie out for a whiz at 3 a.m. while it was thundering and lightning. And that was his first storm. So not the ideal first touch for him, but he did pretty good. He got pretty spooked by the lightning, came back in, but then he ended up following through with his whiz. So anyways, that's about it for me. We'll talk about some stuff, I'm sure, throughout the episode here. It was a good day today. Lots of golf this weekend, and good Father's Day. You guys are really freezing on me here. I hope this isn't the case for the whole stream here. Am I?
Not on
am
my
I
end,
freezing?
anyways.
No?
No, it's good here too.
No.
Okay. Anyways, Drummy, happy Father's Day. What did you do today?
It was a good Father's Day. We were at the cabin this weekend. Enjoyed a very nice day yesterday, kind of the first one of summer, really. It's either been windy as hell or raining or just kind of not super hot. So we got a nice one in yesterday. And then, today the wind put a bit of a damper on the Father's Day activities. We didn't get out to golf. Me and Dad and Luca were supposed to go out, but we canceled that and then just kind of spent the afternoon with Dad. And then Alyssa's parents actually came up for supper with them. So we got everybody taken care of for Father's Day. It was good.
What'd you have for subs?
We did burgers and hot dogs.
Nice.
The classic.
I guess our dads aren't very high maintenance.
No, it was pretty low key, but pretty good at the same time. Like the older I get and being a father now, it's just let me just spend some time with my dad and let me spend some time with my kids. And that's really all it is. Although I did get a pretty awesome gift. The boys are heading to Sum 41 in Winnipeg in January, which is just hilarious. We'll be the old guys reliving our glory days of high school. So it's good. Luke is extremely jealous that I'm going. It's his favorite band or favorite music right now. Is all we listen to is Sum 41 in the car. Don't know how we got on it, and I'm not too upset by it, actually.
That's unreal.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. I mean, I remember when we were kids. I mean, that was when we had CDs and stuff. Dad had a big speaker set and a bunch of CDs, and we would listen to like Garth Brooks, Meatloaf, Randy Travis. And that was our favorite music because that's what he listened to. So I understand, Luca.
Yeah. So it's good. It's awesome.
That's what you want. Okay, well, let's start the show off with that then tonight. Let's do a cheers to the dads. I got a little video here that I'm sure some people might have seen today. I personally didn't see it. This was when we were golfing. So I haven't watched this video yet. I watched the first 10 minutes or 10 seconds of it just to see what it was all about. But it says on Father's Day, Aaron Stewart, which was Payne's son, reflects on his dad, Payne's legacy 25 years after winning the dramatic 1999 U.S. Open. So it was a pretty, what would you call it? Poetic day today. I honestly didn't know that that's why Bryson wore that hat was in honor of Payne. We got lots to talk about in terms of Bryson too. I got lots to say about that. But anyways, he closed her out the same course that Payne did. I think it was 3 or 4 months before he died in a plane crash. So let's watch this. This is about two and a half minutes long. This was from the coverage today. And it's a tribute to the dads.
Good morning. You could say the best parts of fatherhood
Oh boy.
are the parts dads usually don't talk about. The tiny moments that disappear into the rhythms of everyday life. The bonds you form and the connections you make that you hope they'll hold on to for the rest of their lives.
He entered the inning out of control and pilotless.
A very well-known sports figure is on
The
board.
death of golf star Payne Stewart.
I lost my dad when I was just 10 years old.
Payne, we love you.
It was only 4 months after one of the greatest days of his life.
Payne Stewart is the 1999 U.S. Open champion. Oh, my.
Winning the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. One of the toughest things about what happened is thinking about all the times we didn't have together, the memories we would have made, and the moments I know both of us would have loved to have been a part of.
Let's go. High five.
There's snow outside. It makes you feel like Christmas, doesn't it?
25 years can go by quick for a son and a father. But what I'm really grateful for now
You're recording me.
is all my dad did leave behind.
Very good sliding there.
The uphill putts, you have to hit it perfect.
It's because of this championship that we're lucky enough to look back on his legacy and see just how much he loved this game, how much he adored his family, and how much he wanted everyone who followed in his footsteps to feel the joy that both can bring.
Well, it's not too bad on Father's Day present, is it?
What is it about sport that makes grown men feel like kids again?
There's nothing like being parents.
Today, back at Pinehurst, someone else will be celebrating at the end. But I'll take any chance I can to celebrate my dad and the impact he made, showing us all how a champion can win with grace and how a father can always find ways to teach. Just like I take any chance I can to be with my kids in those tiny moments that have a way of meaning everything. Look, Lennox.
Pretty wild. I was going out the east when we were watching. We just turned it on this afternoon. We were eating on the. No, we might have been having a beer on the deck actually, and I turned it on and I restarted for her, and she just was about halfway through, and she just slammed my phone down. She's like, "I'm not watching that."
Yeah,
Crazy.
pretty,
eh?
Yeah, I feel like you're trying to sandbag me there.
Very well done.
yeah. Probably,
Goodness, do
probably
they look
means a
alike?
little bit
Holy.
more to the dads out there, hey, Drummy? Yeah.
What a cool thing like that. I guess professional athletes get to like share their passion for their profession with their kids. Like our dads were bankers growing up. Like that's a tough thing to pass along to your kids, right? Like I mean, maybe they did have some passion for a banking industry, but that's not kind of the same thing that professional athletes get to pass along to their kids. And it's something pretty special to watch that stuff.
Aaron Stewart looks. I thought that was like Payne's. I thought that was like
Brother.
an AI video of like Payne as
Yeah.
looks exactly like him.
Nuts.
Yeah, so that was pretty well done. That's a pretty cool day today. If you got to spend the day with your dad today, just be thankful for it. Dads are the best. So let's give a shout out to the dads. We're pretty fortunate to have ours through our lives and everything that they've done for us to get us to this point. Cheers, dads. We love you lots. Okay, let's keep things rolling here, fellas. What do we got for housekeeping today? Anything? AC's off. Not in action, eh?
Oh, he's in Winnipeg. Not sure what he's up to, but
I heard a rumor about him.
what's that?
This is secondhand information, so don't take my word for it. Do I tell my source? Yeah, maybe so. It was from Horny. He said his brother was told him that Cockrell played Southwood on Friday from the 7,100 tees in terrible winds and shot a 65.
Guy's wild.
Nuts.
It kind of makes sense. So I mean, like obviously, that's kind of what you'd expect. It's cool though, because we always talk about it as if, you know, if a pro came back to our course from the tees, from the tips, what would they shoot? So kind of cool to measure up. I mean, Cockrell's used to playing in longer courses. He's used to playing in the wind.
In the wind. Yeah.
So it would make sense that he would play well there, but that's still pretty damn impressive. 65.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that was that's secondhand information. I cannot verify that, just to be sure on that.
Did you guys see Hatton's quote on the weekend?
Who?
I've seen a couple things with him.
For me.
Just a beautician.
Who's
he
Han?
said they're asking him how he likes
Ty
playing
Hatton.
in tough conditions, and he says, "Yeah, I guess in some ways, with it being harder, a lot of guys are sort of losing their head it sort of brings them to my level because I just lose my head every week. They can kind of experience what it's like in my head for a week.
Did you see the video of his presser where he was, I think it was Rappaport, asked him what the total is that he's ever been fined? And he was like, it will actually shock you. It's not nearly as much as you think. He says, I've had a lot of fines, but they don't amount to as much as you think. So Rapp said like 100 grand, and he said, no, not even close. So
Really,
he's getting dinged, but he's not getting dinged huge. So all
He's
worth
wild.
it. Yeah.
He's wild, man.
They must be pretty low fines then.
Yeah. And I'm imagining you don't get fines on live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you could.
Okay, well let's
pure chaos there, anyways.
Let's start the show here with maybe some chat about Minnedosa, because they're the sponsor of the podcast tonight, Minnedosa Golf and Country Club, and they got their 100th anniversary this year. Pretty cool. I don't know how many courses around this area would be at 100 years yet, but so that one's been around for a while. Centennial. I know the older ones, like in Winnipeg, I think that they've been around from the early 1900s, like Pine Ridge and Elmhurst. But Minnedosa, 100 years. So to celebrate their 100 years, they're doing Centennial Week out there, June 24th to the 30th, which is right around the corner. So this one's kind of cool. I mean, you can always trust Patty to get pretty creative. I don't know if he's responsible for this, but I'm sure he had some say in it. But on June 24th, which is next Monday, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Next Monday. So let's start the week, kick things off, Centennial Week. They got 1924 green fee rates.
Whoa.
Which means that the green fees will be priced at 25 cents, as a membership was back in 1924 when the course opened.
God.
Wow.
Now, back then it was only 9 as well, though, right?
Yeah, we're not going to try to defend inflation for what would a membership be there probably today, $1,200. So in 100 years, it went from 25 cents for a membership to probably $1,200. So anyways, that one's pretty cool. So that's next Monday, June 24th. You got green fees for 25 cents. You bring a quarter down to Minnedosa.
Flip a quarter.
Flip a quarter to Patty, and you're playing 18 holes of golf.
That is cool.
Brilliant.
June 25 is family night. Free green fees for all day for the junior golfers. June 26th is ladies and men's vintage night, which is pretty cool. So that'll be there Wednesday, Thursdays, ladies' night and men's night, vintage night. Encouraged to wear your best vintage golf apparel for the evening.
Love it.
June 28th, which would be a Friday, trivia night. So gather your team up to 10 and test your knowledge of all things from golf to music and everything in between. So I'm guessing they're probably playing golf as well. I don't think they're sitting in the clubhouse doing a trivia night, but I could be wrong. It could just be for the clubhouse.
It sounds more like a clubhouse
thing. It
thing.
could just be a fundraiser. I would say it's probably just in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And then they got the on the Saturday, that's the big one. They got the Centennial Scramble. So they're doing a day and night scramble. So they're doing 9 holes during the day at 7:30, and then a glow golf starting at 10:30, following with a live band.
Perfect.
So that's pretty badass. That's the Saturday night to round things up. And then the next morning, nurse your hangover with the breakfast buffet to close out the week. So that is Minnedosa Golf and Country Club, Centennial Week, June 24th to June 30th. Big shout out to Dosa. They've been a really big supporters of us, and we're happy to give it back any way that we can. So if you're in the area,
end up getting out there?
We're going hopefully Tuesday.
Tuesday? Nice.
Yeah. So Drummy and I are getting, maybe Reggie, who knows, but we're going out. Oh no, Reggie will be working. We're going during the day, I think. Yeah. So we're going to get out to Dosa this week and play some golf. We'll probably get some good footage as well. Hey, Drummy?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. I have not played since I was probably like 10 or 12 years old out there. So way past due. And look at shout out to Patty. Just absolutely kills it continually with this. I saw maybe it was just a photo on Instagram on the greens they've got, or just on the fringes they've got white painted. Please replace ball marks. Simple, easy. Doesn't affect anybody's game really, but just a
reminder.
gentle reminder. Yeah, perfect.
So such a good thing to do. I mean, people who play with me can attest to this or not. It doesn't really matter. I know that I do it, but it's so easy just to do. Well, like while everybody's walking up to the green, everybody's marking their balls, everybody's maybe chipping onto the green. Just fix like 1 or 2 ball marks, especially at your home course, but like any course.
Mhm.
It's just such a small thing that you can do to make a huge difference for the course, because you know you look at a green with a bunch of or ball marks in it versus one that's just like rolls well, and it's so easy to do. So just even if you didn't make a ball mark, fix yours and somebody else's as well, and then we're just gonna have better greens here in Manitoba. Pretty simple.
You get a birdie every time you fix one from the golf course.
Yes,
I think so.
exactly. Good
Put them
karma.
in the bank. Put them in the bank.
The King Golf Highway Tour. I just wanted to give a shout out to some of the boys. It looked like they were out at Winkler today. I saw Colton was out there. I saw Rickman was out there, and I saw Kyle Campbell. They were entering their scores in for the King Golf Highway Tour. So I cannot wait to get out to Winkler. I've actually been hearing a ton of good things about the course. And another one I've been hearing good things about, Moose was actually out at Maplewood last week for lunch. I guess he had a business development lunch there. Maybe he took a client there. But he said the course looked pretty cool, or pretty good. He said the clubhouse is beautiful. They got a brand new clubhouse there, but the course looked pretty damn good as well. So we got to get out to Maplewood, and we got to get out to Winkler ASAP as possible.
Where's Maplewood? In the city?
Moose said it was about 40 minutes. I don't forget which direction, but it's
I
in
think
like
it's southwest of the city.
Saint Pierre le Jeu.
Oh, okay.
Little French town, but Moose said it looked like a beautiful course. We got Jay Soonard in the chat here. Says, played Minnedosa Friday morning. A great day, course in great shape, and a fun layout. Excellent service from Patty and his crew as well.
How's Dello looking, Jay?
Yeah, how's Dello looking? Probably good. I mean, we played out there in the fall last year, and it was mint. So it seems like the courses are coming around. There was a couple tough starts from some courses, but seems like for the most part, courses around here are pretty.
Yeah, we just needed some heat and finally start getting that, and things are gonna start turning here. We just got to get rid of this wind, man. Nuts.
Oh, I know. All right, well, let's talk about the golf today. Reggie, do you want to start with this video that you sent me, maybe?
We could probably watch it at the end. It's
Okay.
like 4 minutes long. If we have time for it, we can watch it. If not,
Okay.
it's on Twitter. It's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah, I think we wrapped the show with that video.
I know you guys are pumped about it. And what a shot that Bryson hit on 18, but fuck me. Like, that was Rory's chance. Holy God. Does he sleep tonight? I don't know. Like, that's...
Can't.
Do
you think he puts back on the divorce? It just about worked.
You know, he was, I think, something like 236 for 236 from 3 feet and in this year.
Whoops.
I was actually like, I don't usually give a shit if Tiger's not playing and nobody else is, but I mean, when Rory's in the hunt, I'm obviously cheering. Like, I was like genuinely like pissed, like mad, like could have smashed something in my house.
Push it, or did it just break that much?
The one on 18.
Yeah,
I think he sliced it. D-celled probably and sliced it across.
He definitely had. He played the best today. Like,
oh God, it wasn't even close. You know what? The thing on that note that pisses me off the most is he hit every fairway on the back nine except for
Bryson
18.
couldn't buy a fairway.
Bryson couldn't find a fairway, and he was never behind any of those little, whatever that stuff is called, like the
undergrass,
brush grass, or whatever they were calling it. Never once found any of that wiregrass. And Rory missed the fairway once, and he's like buried in one of those things on 18. Like, I don't know.
It was.
Bryson didn't hit a fairway on the back. Fuck me.
Yeah, that was nuts. But it was. I mean, like, I'm still a Rory fan, not as big a fan as you are, obviously. So that was a tough one to watch. With how good he played, it would have been awesome to see them do the a playoff tomorrow. I guess it would be 18 tomorrow.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
I don't think Bryson makes par if Rory makes that putt, though.
I agree.
I agree with that too. We'll never know.
We'll never know, obviously, but I guess from where he was, yeah, because Bryson had already hit his tee shot. Wild left. Yeah. So
do you think it was the right play for Rory to look back like that?
To see where he was? Maybe he just got too comfortable with it.
I just feel like when you're in that state, I mean, it'd be really hard not to. And I've never been in this position, so I can't really like pretend like I would do the same or do different. But I just feel like if you're really in the zone, like Rory was, it doesn't really matter what Bryson does. You need to get it up and down. That's it.
Yep.
It just, I don't think it happens that often where there's a guy in the second last group
I agree.
or the last group.
Yeah.
It's usually like a guy that's in like the third or fourth last groups that makes it run and he's already done.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't usually happen like that, like when it's that close of guys. And I think that they made even more of a deal of it that Rory was watching Bryson today. I think it probably always happens. I mean, you kind of keep tabs on where the guy's at. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. But in saying that, that shot that Bryson at 18 out of the trap is like,
it was 55 yards. Like that's the most awkward bunker shot that you could ever have.
He said,
and perfect.
That Lou Stagna, the stat guy, said there's a 1.6% chance he gets up and down from there.
It's like, think about it. 60 yards is
feet.
like the hardest shot in golf, and then you have that pressure from a bunker. Like, I don't know what you're watching that shot, and you're like, okay, well, what's he going to do here? Is he going to pick it, or is he going to blast it out of there? And to put it to 4 feet from 55 yards out under that pressure, like there were so many people around there. It was nuts. I couldn't believe it. He deserved it, I think. And it was really shit. It was hard to watch Rory. And I mean, I think that he has demons at his head that I don't think he'll ever be able to recover from now. I don't think he's ever going to win another major. I just don't. And I could be wrong. He will probably prove me right. But once you get into that mentality, like, as you said, Reggie, he doesn't miss a putt inside of 3 feet for 300 holes. And then 2 in the last 3 holes. Like that's all that is just demons in your head. That's all it is.
And honestly, like,
and they'll be worse now.
Want, but like the pressure, and I mean, whatever, everybody has the pressure on them, but it's like there was so much pressure put on him at such a young age, and then he won a bunch, and then he didn't for even a couple of years, and then all of a sudden he's the guy that can't win a major for some reason. Like, I mean, there's guys that play their whole careers and don't win a major, and all of a sudden he's the choker. So he like has to try so hard to prove wrong that he's not a choker, and then that's when shit like that happens because he had a lot more pressure than Bryson had on him today, like 1,000 times more.
Well, he didn't though, because Bryson was in the lead by a few strokes. That's a lot of pressure.
But then he went up too.
Rory?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
tough to see. Really tough to watch. I would have liked to play off. It's tough to see guys lose like that. Obviously, he's going to be gutted for quite a while. He's just had he hasn't had too many things go his way in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. I would say the only reason Bryson deserved to win was because of the shot that he hit on 18. I think, like he deserves to win to hit a shot like that under that pressure. That's unbelievable. Like incredible. So hats off to him. There was a lot of good golf played, man. I thought Oberg was going to be more of a factor, but it's crazy on a course like that how one hole can just take you out of the tournament. Yeah.
That was so hard to watch, man.
Happened to Tony too.
Tony, and then like half an hour later, it happened to Oberg, and he tripled the second hole today too.
Yeah.
So he had 2 triples in his last 21 hole or 23 holes, I guess it would be, because it was on 13, I think, right?
Right.
Pretty fun though. I mean, I love watching that kind of golf. I would much rather watch somebody win with a -6 score versus a -26 score, and guys 100%. Just firing at pins every. Like there's so much more to it. That's how golf is to me, and that's how I think a lot of people can relate a lot more to that when they're watching guys struggle out there, because you look at their greens and then they were showing all these graphics of the green size, but then the actual green size that you can land on, and it was like a 5-foot circle on some holes. Like, that's so crazy to me.
It does put it kind of more like in, we'll call like everyday golfer sandbagger perspective, because you have to strategically place shots. You have to be good at bump and runs. You have to be good at all these different things. And it proves how good these guys are, as
Yeah.
opposed to just the John Deere Classic and they're 30 under. Like, that doesn't translate as much, I don't think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I agree, because they have the skills to be able to, if the conditions are well, the greens are well, the course is kind of shorter and open, like they can actually fire at every pin. And then because they're so skilled and they play so much golf, like they can do that without even thinking about it.
Right.
But when they get around in these positions and situations that makes them uncomfortable, like that's how every golfer feels every day on the course, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's like that course also, like you understand how hard that course is when
Yes.
the winner shoots 6 under par through 4 rounds, and like there's like Scotty who's torched every course for a year.
Well,
is
Scotty got
7 over.
frustrated on Friday or
Like
Saturday, I think I was watching.
he shot 7 over, and it's like he's 7 over par, and it's like, how hard is
human.
this course if he's 7 over par? You know,
He didn't make a birdie for like 25 holes.
it's like crazy, man.
I've seen a bunch of stuff online that number 2 is not even the best course at Pine.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I think with a lot of those courses outside of like Augusta, I guess, but it seems like a lot of those courses that they keep going back to is just because it's so historic, really. Like,
right.
So much history there. The fans know the holes. They can make it challenging. I don't think it's as much as like the beauty of it or like the actual playability. It's just the history and how they set up the course. I think it's cool though. I like that. I think that even though there's probably better options, just going back to a place like Pinehurst where Payne won in 1999, 25 years ago, like I like that kind of stuff. I think that that's still to me what separates the PGA from the LIV is they have that, and the LIV does not have that. But good to see Bryson. The one thing for me that I was kind of getting pissed off about throughout this whole weekend is the commentators. Like all of a sudden now they're Team Bryson. They're saying that he's changed so much in the last couple of years. No, he hasn't. He hasn't changed at all. He was doing the same shit back then. What changed about him?
I think he doesn't take himself nearly as seriously as he did 5 years ago.
But they're saying he just changed because he has a YouTube channel now, and people. I'm like, well, that's the reason for that is because he went to LIV and he's allowed to do that, and so people are actually seeing that side of him that we wouldn't have been able to see from home before because the whole message was being shown to us. That's my spin on it, and I could be wrong.
I think
Potentially he does, like, and even in interviews, he speaks like a totally different person. He is way more lovable now. Like, even as a goofball, like he still does the crazy shit. Like he's soaking his balls in Epsom salt. What the fuck is that?
But he was doing that shit back then too. It's just like, I don't know. I just think that people actually, it's their lens that people see him through. People seem to like him now. He's a lot more interactive with the crowd, almost too much in my opinion. But that's him. It worked out for him, so you can't really criticize a guy for that. But I just think that that's how he's always been. People are just looking at him through a different lens than they did before.
I mean, I bet you a bit of that will be the potential deal that there's rumors that has been signed. So like the commentators are going to have to talk. Yeah, are going to have to talk about these guys in a positive light again. Even Brando's going to have to talk about these people again. I didn't get to watch all weekend, but everything I was kind of following on Twitter was everybody just torching Brando. Like, shut up about this LIV shit. Like, we're so past this. We just want to watch golf.
Douche.
That's not what you're there for anymore. This isn't the time. And then when I turned it on today, the first thing that I saw was Brandel giving Bryson props. So I was like, what is happening here? Like, what's going on? So I bet you somebody did get in his ear saying, look, we're going to have to talk about this guy in a year or 6 months, potentially. So you got to cool it a bit, or you're gone.
I hope so. I mean, he should have been gone a long time ago, but I really hope that they can figure something out because it's just so fun to watch the best golfers play against each other. I think that we kind of took that for granted for a lot of years, but after watching some live and some PGA, it's not the same without everybody in the field. It's not even close.
Yeah. Couple good Bryson things here. Bryson's caddy told a reporter today that Bryson had 6 egg cheesesteak omelet for breakfast with 5 bacon strips, 2 protein shakes, hash browns, and wheat toast for breakfast. So everybody look out. Like, we're analyzing what this guy's eating for breakfast. What are we doing? But then the other cool one I did see was he named every one of his clubs, or all of his irons, actually. So starting at 3-iron, 3-iron is called Gamma, from the 3rd letter in the Greek alphabet. That's it. His 5-iron is Azalea, favorite par 5 at Augusta. 6-iron is Juniper, the 6th hole at Augusta. 7 is Tin Cup, Tin Cup's favorite club. 8-iron is 8-ball, enjoys playing 8-ball. 9-iron is Jackie, honoring Jackie Robinson. Pitching wedge is called Herman Kaiser, the 1946 Master Champion, and it's based off of the degrees. So the 9-iron is 42 degrees. Jackie Robinson was 42. Pitching wedge is 46 degrees, 46 Masters. Gap wedge, Jimmy DeMert at 50 degrees, the 1950 Masters Champion. Sand wedge is Mr. Ward, 55 degrees. Harvey Ward was the low amateur in 1955 U.S. Open. And then his lob wedge is called King, honoring Arnold Palmer.
Love that.
So there's absolutely everything this guy does is golf related. Like, I think he wakes up thinking of golf and goes to bed thinking of golf, and it's just golf in between. I don't know.
I love that, though. I really do. I love that so much. I think that if everybody loves something like he loves golf, they would be in a much different place than they are today.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's the only thing that you could ever ask for in life, is just to love something as much as he loves golf, to me. And that's why I've always liked him. And you guys can attest to this for these last 3 years. After everything that's gone on, I've kind of been defending Bryson in a lot of ways. And I just think that he's a nerd. I get that. I'm a little bit obsessive about some things too. Not to the same extent that he is, but I just love how much work he puts in. I love how he experiments with different things. I love how he's willing to try things and kind of look like a dummy if it's going to work. I respect that a lot. I don't think a lot of people have that in them. So that's why I like Bryson. And even just watching him win today, it reminded me of when Tiger won the 2019 Masters, the same kind of like uncontrollable outburst that he had after he won. Like, there was just so much built up energy within him that he just had to all let out at one time. It's pretty cool to see.
And then he had to calm everybody down. Like,
yeah,
Paven's still got a putt here. Let's relax. I thought that was a weird play. Who do you think chose that? Bryson?
It might have been a little tainted if you put it on his line.
Was he right on the line?
like showing him there
Pretty close,
right?
right?
Yeah.
Pretty close,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was
think
thinking.
it was the
when he
right
hit
play.
True.
Oh man, that pissed me off when he hit that close.
But unreal seeing, like, he talked in his speech that he wanted everybody in attendance to come and touch the cup. And then there's the photos of him walking through the crowd, and there's just hands all over and the biggest smile ever. He's like, he covered early that he modeled himself a bit after Payne. It seems he's modeling himself a bit after Arnie as well, the man of the people. So if he continues on this track, like, it's pretty obvious, like, he is starting to be that beloved character all of a sudden. So hopefully he can stay on that path and get that, because we do need that too. We can take the Scotties. We do need, even if it's the guy that's not winning every tournament, we do need that guy that's just everybody's favorite, no matter what.
We need them to make a deal.
Do you know what's absolutely incredible to me? And it is what it is, and it's the way it is with every tournament. It's the way it is with the Stanley Cup. It's the way it is with everything. But like, Rory makes 2 3-footers in the last 3 holes. and the script is completely flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's talking about Rory. You know, and there's probably videos surfacing of him, and it's like, it's just crazy how, you know, like 20 minutes affects a storyline so much.
It's
You know what I
wild.
mean? Like,
But at
holy
the same
shit.
time, for me, Reggie, it's like if
I know.
Rory makes those putts, Bryson maybe plays 17 and 18 differently. Maybe he makes a putt that he didn't before. Like, who knows? It's impossible. Bryson had a bit better view of what was going on, I think, than Rory did. So even if he made those, I think that Bryson might not have hit it under a tree up against a root. So you just never really know.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy how the script
of
is
sports.
like everybody loves Bryson now, and it's like it could have been like a 10-year relief for Rory, and he probably would have went crazier than Bryson if he would have won, because like it's been so long for him. Imagine, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He probably thought
Like-
I finally, when he went up 2 on the back nine, he's like, I finally got this, and then all of a sudden, just
NHL is like a clear example of that. Last night, Florida goes in thinking they're hoisting the cup later in the evening, and they get shit pumped 8-1. And now everybody's talking like Edmonton can't be stopped now all of a sudden. So, sports, man.
Sports. I did see that people were shitting on Rory online. Because after Xander won, Bryson waited around for him, and after Bryson won, Rory took off. But I think it was slightly different circumstances, because I think that Rory was the one who he put a lot of that on him, whereas Bryson did everything that he could. He was in much higher spirits. He just got beat. But I think Rory must have felt like he probably lost that versus he got beat by Bryson. So I think
you don't know what happened in the locker room either.
What's that?
You don't know what happened in the locker room either.
Yeah. Because he took off. I think he took off as soon as Bryson made that. Anyways, fun to watch. Regardless, I mean, who really cares at the end of the day? That really has absolutely zero impact on our lives at all. I know we can cheer for who we want to and like who we want to, but at the end of the day, none of it really matters. So
it was good entertainment. It was awesome to see.
Good entertainment, yes.
And actually, you know, it's crazy. Like, Finau almost was there. You know, like,
yeah, he was.
He was
back up there.
And so was
Cantlay.
I will never cheer for Cantlay though. But,
no, me either.
Man,
even his pants today were bugging me for some reason. They just look
everything bugs me about him except his story. But whatever. I'm glad he didn't win.
I would have taken Big Tone though.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Tigers weekend or week?
Lack of.
Reggie?
I mean, like he talked about it. Everybody's talked about it. He does not play enough to have himself in the condition that he needs to be in to compete.
I heard a very, very, very interesting take on like the PGA Series channel. So they said that he's 48 right now. In 2 years, he'll be 50, and he'll be eligible for the Champions Tour, where they can take cards.
Won't do it.
They just mentioned that if he plays on the Champions Tour, to get sharp and rides cards for a week or two before, like the 2 weeks before a major, and plays on there and gets into game shape while riding a cart and not beat the shit out of his body, and then goes to the major. They said that would 100% help his game because he'd be sharper in tournament play.
I can't see him riding a cart, but like I could be completely wrong, but they only play 3 rounds for their events. So even if he's walking and it's only 3 rounds, maybe he only plays 1 or 2 a month, whatever the case is, but does get some more reps.
I honestly think he'll ride a cart.
You think so? I can't really see him doing it though. I don't know.
I think he will.
Like in the PGA events?
No. Champions Tour.
But like, what an explosion of viewers going to the Champions Tour if he starts playing too, right?
Yeah. It'd be interesting. I didn't know he was 48. We actually talked about that at supper time tonight. Figured out he was 48. But yeah, I mean, he's so, it feels like he's so close. And I mean, just the fact that like he missed the cut at at Pinehurst #2 against literally the greatest or the best golfers in the world right now. He missed the cut by 2 strokes.
And that's the worst he could have shot.
Yeah, he's just, I've never seen him be so controlled with his driver in his career. I think that if he can get his I don't know. What do you think is missing in his game right now?
Well, those guys were saying it's just he's making those mistakes that you make. It's a good example for us. We go out and chip and putt the first few rounds of the year, and you just don't have that feel. He's just missing that, and he's making those little mistakes, 3 or 4 every round. They're just killing him.
Yeah.
He's hitting it so good. His ball striking is incredible. He's good off the tee. He's hammering it past all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy.
He just doesn't have that. It's completely understandable. He's just not in game shape.
He's just a little dull.
Yep.
And he can't be, though. He'll never get there unless.
Yeah.
Because you can't replicate practice with being in a tournament. It's not even close. It's just.
No, he's done everything he can with practice.
Yeah.
But it is also nice to see, it's one thing at the Masters when he's making cuts and doing things well there, but he's so familiar with that course. I feel like he could shoot the same score with a 6-iron. Just like some guys can at Clear Lake, the guys who play there so often, they could play Clear Lake with a 7-iron and shoot -2, like a Dusty Dick or whoever. It's just they know the course so well, and I feel like Tiger's the same with the Masters. So it's nice to see him at a different course like this that he hasn't played 30 rounds on before, to see him actually competing like he did. So I don't know. I also didn't realize that this was his first U.S. Open in the last 5 years, because usually he plays the Masters and then gets injured or does something stupid after that or takes the rest of the year off. So I think he's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, but then he says stuff like, they asked him if it's his last U.S. Open. He didn't say no. So it's fuck.
It's got to be tough for him to be missing cuts.
You know that I was just trying to find it on my phone. That's why I was on there. His stats since he got in that accident in tournaments, not good.
Well, duh.
T40 is his highest. He's only made 2 cuts out of 8 or 9.
Well, okay, think about that though. How long?
I get it. I
He's only
100%
played
get
9
it.
events. I don't think we can be too hard on him here.
I've just said he's striking it unbelievable. He just
needs to play more, and he can't. So I don't know. It's a shitty spot to be, I'm sure.
So that's what they were saying about the carts. He'll be able to play more because he won't have to walk. And you know the shitty thing is
what happens.
They could give him he would for sure get an exemption if he wanted to. Right now, but he's just too proud to do it, which I get it. You don't really want that to be part of your legacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from the weekend that stood out to you guys, or should we move on here?
Yeah, I think Connors was. I didn't see where he actually finished, but he was top 10 for a long time today.
Who?
And Pendy.
T9.
Oh, Connors.
Connors finished
Did
even
he?
for the week.
So I think he's actually going to get into the Olympics then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Pendrith was 16th.
It's another good
Pretty
Canadian
solid.
showing from the boys.
So who
And
did
Shipper
he bump out
was
then?
top am again.
Yeah, he is a unit, hey?
Oh, yeah. Ship's a big
Bryson's a
boy.
monster, and he is a big boy.
It was actually fun to watch that today. The commentators and the coverage was showing those two because they were playing together.
Yeah, that's cool too.
The 2 top amateurs there, and it came down to the final putt. The guy missed a 4-footer, I think, to tie for birdie, and then he actually missed the next putt, so he ended up losing by 2 to old Neil there. But that was pretty fun too.
What about Rory's pairing today? It's hilarious.
Cantley.
Why
surprised
you didn't
him.
like him?
His Joel Acaba. Remember?
Oh,
at the
right.
Ryder Cup?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that was a good pairing.
Is Joe still on the bag?
Yeah. He's probably chirping Rory after he missed those putts.
Just a Royal Rumble in the back.
Waving it back to Bryson.
cheering on the crowd with his hat. Oh man, that was so funny. Okay, well, let's get to the fix your divots. We'll do a little timeless, tested and true, and then we'll round things out for the night. We're at 50 minutes here, boys. We're right on time. So this is Fix Your Divots. This is sponsored by our friends at the Prairie Scratch Tour. They actually had their second event of the year this weekend. I haven't seen any results. I was just quickly checking to see if they had anything on their stories, but they didn't. So we'll have to wait for that. I'm sure they'll announce the final scoring tomorrow. But shout out to Prairie Scratch Tour for the segment, sponsoring the show. They got a lot of good things going on over there. They're the premier tour here in Manitoba. They got 5 events, one every month, pretty much starting in May, one ending in September. They had the Southwood Spring Classic already. This weekend was the Prairie Shootout at Grand Pines. They got the Summer Showdown at Quarry Oaks coming up, the Bison Championship at Falcon Lake, and the 2024 Tour Championship will be held at Breezy Bend. So 1 per month, 5 events per year. They got the amateurs and then the Legends event, which is for the older folks out there who are still. If you look at some of the Legends scores, they're still putting up some pretty good numbers there. So, anyways, if you want more information, if you want to play in an event or just check things out there, you can go to prairiescratchtour.ca or you can go to their Instagram page, Prairie Scratch Tour. Drummy, what's our fix your divots
Hang on. Alan McDonald and Braxton Kuntz shot a 4 under 68 to win. There's only one round. It says round 2 NS, so I'm thinking that they didn't play today because it was 80K wins maybe. Drew Jones and Evan Nautigal. Hey?
Not finished.
No score maybe? I don't know. Drew Jones and Evan Nautigal finished second. David Quick and Trent Robertson and Rohan Guevara and Ryan Cromie also finished tied for second at 3 under. And Eric Prokopowicz and Jackson Delorier from Dauphin shot 70, so they shot 2 under. So they finished in 5th.
So winners were -4?
More great golf.
That's kind of shitty that they have to split the win.
I mean, in that win, like, it's understandable.
No. It was a better ball.
Oh, I gotcha.
Gotcha.
Team, yeah.
Sorry. I remember that from last week now.
Right. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would be.
So it was Braxton Kuntz and
tough, man.
Yeah.
Braxton Kuntz and Alan McDonald. Like, if those guys shot 4 under as better ball and that won, like, it must have been playing tough.
Yeah. That was at Grand Pines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. Maybe if I can get my handicap down, Reggie will play in that one. I actually fully intended to play in one. I wasn't really sure which one, but I think you have to have a handicap of lower than 5, I read somewhere. So I wouldn't even be eligible if I wanted to play. I actually don't even have an official handicap. I have my 18 birdies and my men's league handicap, but I don't have like a Golf Canada handicap. So
I'm not real interested in playing right now.
Maybe next year. It sounds like you're trending in the right direction, Reggie.
No, I had a tough week. Tough game yesterday morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Drummy.
Yeah, so this week's Fix Your Divots comes from Jason Nickel, golf coach out of Winnipeg. And it is angry and pissy golfers. Golf is a sport for enjoyment. Pretty simple and pretty easy statement. Relax out there. Just enjoy it. Remember, you're an amateur golfer. Maybe not out there to shoot the course record every time. So just strap in and enjoy the round. If you're out on the course, although this year has been tough conditions with weather-wise, but try to enjoy it as much as you can. This week in men's night, I just kind of had to talk myself into that as well. Of course, I had my opening 2 holes of pure Kngdom, and then I was like, whatever. We actually got a nice night this week, so let's just ride it out. And had my round of the year. It was 82, so well under my handicap. Had a good round. Finished things up. Was hitting some good iron shots into greens. So, and just kind of relaxed myself. So it's a statement that is obviously shown to be true time and time again, and just another reminder of it.
It's hard to
It's
do.
awesome, buddy. Good round.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but definitely worth it to do.
Yeah, I would say
We
that
got to get him on. Actually, we should reach out to him to get him on. I think he's got a pretty good story.
Yeah, he
We'll let
does.
him
Nickel?
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Reggie, what do you got to say on that?
No, I was just gonna say I think that's like the thing that I'm probably the most okay with about that my game's not to complete shit. I never really complain or like I never really get down or it's just kind of it's frustrating as all hell. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not gonna pretend it's not, but I'm not gonna let it ruin a men's night round because I'm not golf well. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's just a sport. Like I play once a week. I can't be disappointed if I'm not playing good. Like, yeah, if I was trying to make it professionally or just trying to do it for a living, like, yeah, you'd get frustrated. But like, man, it's a sport. Like it is no different. Truthfully, like it's no different at all than going out and playing a game of rec hockey. Like not even it's the exact same thing. We're
Yeah,
playing at
very
the
true.
exact same levels going out for a pickup game of hockey. And you have to remind yourself that like you don't get mad at yourself if you miss a pass or something like that or don't score. Like who gives a shit? It's just a sport. Like it's for fun. And yeah,
Great point.
like fortunate enough to get out there and have 4 hours of free time to go out there and do that, right? Like it's a privilege to be able to do it. And yeah, obviously you want to play your best ability, but I mean, if you don't, you're still out there with 3 good dudes for the most part, and you're having a good night, right? So that's the way you have to take it.
And it is easier to
Golf
get
people
in that
follow
mind
it.
frame. Sorry, Reg, I was going to say it is easier to get in that mind frame as we get older because, like you said, sometimes we're only playing once a week as opposed to when we're 18, 19, 20, playing 7 times a week. So you got to just take it as it is, enjoy the ride as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think one thing to keep in mind here, just based on this comment, like this is the reason why we do this segment. This segment's asking people what makes them, what's their pet peeves on the golf course. And I think a lot of people get really upset because they feel like they're letting other people down because they're golfing poorly or like their ego gets in the way that, you know, these guys are going to think I'm a shitty golfer. So I need to be upset and I need to start playing better. But in reality, like the main thing that you want to have on the golf course is just like be a fun person to play with. That's all anybody cares about. You could shoot 85, you could shoot 75, you could shoot 95. No one's going to give a shit. No one's going to remember what you shot 2 days from now.
Mhm.
They are going to remember though if you were a piece of shit on the golf course. And they're probably not going to ask you to golf again. And the one thing you should be doing is golf is trying to find as many friends and people who would invite you to golf. That's the goal. Yeah, I mean, you might get better, you might get worse, but at the end of the day, all you need to do is just be more enjoyable to golf with, I think. So
yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Jay Nickel for that. Shout out to Calvin. He says, "Happy Father's Day, gents. Was never good at golf, but thinking I need to give it another go for fun. Why not?
Good.
Absolutely.
It's the best sport there is. Greatest game ever played, as they call it.
You know what's crazy? I went with Reese actually yesterday morning. We teed off at 8:00 at Gilbert. Of course, it's mint. Morning golf is so good, like so good. It's crazy. I think that's the first time I played in the morning at Gilbert, not in a tournament in probably like 5 to 6 years. And it was so good, but I golf like shit. But I mean, I just can't hit an iron. Like I can't do it. It's shitty. And the craziest thing is, we get to 18, and I'm like, give me your club, and we're like 180 out.
Righty.
And I just grabbed his 5-iron. I didn't hit a good iron shot all day, and I grabbed his 5-iron, and just absolutely pure one right over the flag, fly it like 15 yards over the green.
You need to get that out of your head. You're right.
Is he righty?
No, it was. Yeah, it wasn't even in my head. I was like so frustrated because I hit mine and I lost it so far left. I was like, give me one of your clubs. And I just absolutely ripped it right at the flag, like just crisp. Absolutely insane. So I'm actually trending towards just doing that.
That's stupid.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Okay, so let's get to the last segment here. I'll try to keep this as quick as possible. This segment's called Timeless, Tested, and True. It's the 3rd edition of it. Somehow I found another one this week. the whole idea here is we're taking old tips, some classic golf, some timeless golf tips. We're putting them to the test and seeing if they work or not. And this one turned out to be tested and true. Pretty easy. It's a pretty easy one. All you have to do is smile more. And I saw this Chinese proverb here proverb, not proverb. This is the Chinese proverb that I thought was very relatable to this. And I'm sure most people watching this, if you've ever played in front of like a crowd or like first tee jitters or ever get tense on the golf course, the quote is, tension is who you think you should be, and relaxation is who you are. So tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you are. A lot of that is to do with ego, nerves, fear of things. And when you feel those, you get really tense. And when you're tense, you can't swing a golf club. So my tip tonight, and I tried this, it's kind of weird, and I don't really want to make this a habit. I like how simple it is. So before you go to putt or hit a drive or hit a shot, just smile. Just like smile to yourself right before you hit it, because you're going to be loose. You're going to feel like much looser. You're going to feel relaxed. You might look like an idiot. People catch on to it. You're smiling before every shot, but who cares? Who cares? Your body, honestly, man, try it before you hit a putt. Just like, you don't have to be like a real super aggressive smile.
This guy's off as a rocker.
But just like, just like feel happy, be glad you're there, smile, your body will relax. And when your body's relaxed, it's just so much easier to swing and putt. And you're not thinking about what could go wrong. You're not thinking about the water. You're not thinking about anything. You're just smiling and hitting it. You're just happy to be there. So try that one out. I think
very relatable to life too.
What's that, Drummy?
Very relatable to use in life too.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you're worried about anything, just smile. It usually cures everything. I had one more thing that I wanted to add there on that, but I forget what it was now. Smile more, and I don't know. Anyways, try that one out. See if it works. I've been kind of doing it just a little bit, just when I can. The tricky thing for me with that is like you go to do it once, then you forget about it, then you kind of don't ever do it again. You fall back to your old habits. But if you can find a way to make, whether that's smiling or like taking a deep breath or like timing your swing where you're actually exhaling when you hit the shot, like you should have something like that mixed into your routine to just take your mind away from your swing and what could go wrong there. Like the last thing that you think about other than the target should be like something like a smile or like a deep breath or something in sync that you do every time that you can just repeat over and over again. And I like the smile part of it. Who doesn't like somebody that's smiling? And then you're more, you're smiling, you're more enjoyable. You don't have to worry about Jason Nickel getting mad at you on the golf course. It's all just a win-win-win. So that's the timeless test and true for tonight. So this is the last show we got for a while, boys.
Yeah, I'm going to be absent on Sunday as well. You're going to be in Europe.
This is going to be our last show for at least 2 weeks.
Whew.
We'll probably make a return on July the 6th. Me and Drummy might have to take that one on ourselves. Reggie will be gone, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm going to be gone
Father's Day.
6th.
Happy Father's Day, everybody. It's we'll miss you. A couple weeks. This will be our longest break, I think, from the podcast in 175 episodes. But enjoy the summer's going by so fast, man. Like in 5 days from now, we're headed back to the downslope already in terms of daylight.
Crazy.
Reggie, what clubs would you recommend for a beginner?
I would say those. It's going to be. I would say last year's version of like TaylorMade Stealth 2, something like that. A little more forgiving iron. I would say they're probably going to be anywhere between $650 and $1,000 would probably be your starting point. I know it's crazy to think that that's where it's at for starting clubs now. I mean, that's what I paid for the only new set of irons I ever had, and that was those were top of the line at one point. Yeah, I would say like a Stealth or like a Callaway. Is there a forgiving Paradigm one? Do they have?
I think for the most part they've got Yeah, I can't remember what the name is, but yes, I think there is a Callaway version as well.
Get
I
some
would say
far
slight
giving
cavity
out of
back
it.
could be good. Yeah, some
Yeah,
forgiving irons, I would say. And don't buy this year's brand new ones. Always
Yeah.
look for last year's or the year before. Even
It's like buying
they
a
don't
car.
change that much, especially if you're just a beginner. It's just
Yeah.
yeah. Make sure you get good enough irons where they are nice irons, but it doesn't matter if they're up to this year. I would
Perfect.
say.
Great advice. Drummy, takes out here.
Boys, we are out of here. I hope everybody enjoyed watching the U.S. Open as we do every year. And as we said off the start, thank you to the fathers here and gone. We love you. Peace out, boys. Love you. Later.
Love you, boys.
See you, fellas.
Oh, it's going to be